Hello and welcome everyone. We are Ice Cream Uploads. This is The Scoop, the self-proclaimed UK's #1 video game podcast, and we bring you this daily dose of news from around the video games world and beyond every single weekday at 10 a.m. over on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Bibbit, aka we've got Rubinho, aka Top Guy Bibbs, aka your favourite streamer's favourite streamer, and joining me today, live from the Ice Cream Uploads studio, as I'm currently in my bedroom, is Luke Burnsy Burns. What's going on, Luke?
Yep, fine. I'm the only person who could be asked getting up out of bed this morning, obviously. Well, Bibby did technically just about manage to get out of bed. Just dragged himself on the bed over to his desk or whatever. Bit lazy in my opinion.
Yeah,
not gonna judge him. Just quietly judge him.
Some of us are buying an house today, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I need to go to the bank, get mortgage advice and potentially buy the home of my dreams. But I can't drive to Blackpool every day. Do you know what I mean?
Buy a house. Have that done by 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
Drive up, in half an hour, just really quickly.
Yeah.
Scoop at 10 a.m. I don't know what your problem is really.
I mean,
anyway,
it takes.
Just make excuses, don't they?
I mean, it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get in on a good day. So yeah, driving up in half an hour, I must be able to fly at some point to be able to get up there. But anyway, this is The Scoop. It's your video game news that comes live every single weekday at 10 a.m. We give your thoughts and impressions, we take our thoughts and impressions, and we're able to put that into a nice little podcast either live for you on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads or on YouTube, and later on about an hour after the show's finished, or even better than that, later on this afternoon around 3 o'clock as this gets made into a podcast service which you can then digest on which 4 platforms, Luke?
Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
Fantastic stuff. So if you are in the chat, do feel free to join in the conversations. We've got around 4 news stories for you to be able to get involved with today. There are some crunchy ones too, so we expect some hot debates as the show goes on. But I hope you're all well. I haven't actually got that much housekeeping to go through today. It's Friday. It's been a good week of news for us.
Sorry, I just want to say, you do know what it is today, don't you?
I assume it's Friday the 13th, which therefore means that it's impending doom.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, there's only a deadly virus circling the globe at the moment, and it's Friday the 13th, and I'm not superstitious, but let's just say, if we make it to the end of the show, we'll be doing well.
Fantastic, yeah. There's every chance that one of us is probably going to get ended by the stream at some point. Yeah. Just how technical difficulties work.
Yeah, we're just getting a bit of feedback that people can't hear me very well. I could speak a bit louder to the closer to the mic. I've
turned you down in my ear. I've boosted you up on the audio mixer, so hopefully that will sort out that problem. But yeah, if you could let us know, Craig, as we go on, then that'll be fantastic. There is a username in there that looks like a lot of eyes, and I mean eyes as in the letter, not somebody else's human eyes. That just says Josie ? Josie streams on this channel on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from around 12 o'clock to about 3 o'clock on the Tuesday and Wednesdays, playing Dishonored currently. The rest of the time at 10 a.m. every single weekday, you'll see my face, you'll see Luke's face, and you'll also see Graham's face. That's just what we do. It's The Scoop. It's your it's your daily dose of video game news. Graham yesterday started the show with a D-Generation X introduction. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I know he's put it on the dock, but I don't think I've got it in me today. I challenged him to it the other day and he didn't do it because he wasn't feeling it. I'm just making that up as an excuse because there was official stuff going on in the other room. I'm not going to do that today because I haven't got the minerals essentially to be able to do it. But one thing that I will do for you today is start to go through the news, because that's essentially what you're here for. You want to know the news, and we're probably going to give it to you right now. So we're going to start the news off today with an article that's been placed on the Metro, and it's been written by the coolest guys in video games, Gamecentral. Still anonymous.
Still a mystery.
Oh, God, Okay, let me see if I can slide this over for everybody else. Okay. So you should be able to see that a little bit better now. I've
Kind of
been
worked.
I've been doing some tweaking as we've been going along, so hopefully this will be okay. Fatman Dave says do it, do it, do it. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, I've got the voice for it. I've got the whispering whistle, but I haven't got the balls apparently to be able to do it. So I mean, Mrs. Bibby's downstairs. She's going to think, what the fuck is going on up there? But anyway, this is the news article that's been written on Metro by Gamecentral. It states that new Nintendo Direct is due next week, claims the rumours. Nintendo are planning two separate Nintendo Directs this month, according to sources, with the first one being the Nindy Special. There might not be an E3 this year, but it seems as if Nintendo are going to reveal some secrets of its 2020 lineup this month across two different Nintendo Directs. According to the website VentureBeat, the first one will be on Wednesday the 18th of March and will be an indie spring showcase, so not really what fans are waiting for. Still not really what fans are waiting for. There we go. I'll put my teeth back in. It should be filled with new announcements, though, given that the recent cancellation of GDC, with previous Indie World Directs having unveiled games such as Axiom Verge 2 and the Golf Story sequel, Sports Story. Which, by the way, if you have a Nintendo Switch and you haven't played Golf Story, you are doing something wrong. It is one of the best games. You know what? I'm going to say it. One of the best games I've ever played. It is an amazing game. It's about £13. Please pick it up if you haven't played it already. The real deal, though, as a Nintendo Direct dedicated to Nintendo's AAA lineup for the rest of the year, is rumoured to be on Thursday, the 26th of March. Nintendo typically announces a new Direct a few days before, so it's due to happen. So if you've not heard anything by next Monday, then you'll know that these rumours are duds. If they do happen this month, though, it'll be the first Nintendo Direct not dedicated to a specific topic or a game for 6 whole months. As a result, once Animal Crossing New Horizons comes out on 20th of March, Nintendo won't have a single major game scheduled with solid release dates, which is odd even for them. There's never been an explanation or even a theory as to why they're not suddenly being extra secretive. Nintendo has already said that they're not announcing any new hardware this year, but hopefully it will finally get something out what's going on by the end of the month. So it's an interesting one. It looks like we are going to get. I don't think, as far as my memory goes back, and I don't know if anybody else in the chat or you, Luke, can help with this. I don't remember ever seeing a Nintendo Direct happening twice in a month.
No, I don't think so. I remember earlier on this year, a few coming pretty close to one another, but they were sort of like Pokemon Directs or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Nintendo, like actual Nintendo Directs, like proper sort of updates on everything Nintendo. No,
Yeah.
not really.
Now, the biggest thing that's coming out of this news story is what the entirety of the Nintendo world has been waiting for, which is perhaps a new sneak peek at Breath of the Wild 2, or just a date of when we're expected to see it, or a year at that fact, because we don't even know what year it's coming out yet. So I'll be interested to see what comes out. I mean, Ghost, thank you very much for joining us this morning. As put in chat, awesome. Started to wait for some real directs. Then it makes sense after Animal Crossing, and they think it's Breath of the Wild 2. So it's very
so.
Yeah. I mean, how long has the Switch been out for now? Is it 3 years? Did it come out in 2017?
Yeah, let's go with that. I can't quite remember, but yeah, something like that.
So it's been 3 years, and we haven't. I mean, it probably takes you about 3 years to be able to complete Breath of the Wild in its absolute entirety. But I know Spike will come in here and say that it did. I mean, it took you about a year because you were streaming it once a week for about 3 hours,
yeah.
so it took you a year. But
yeah, it did. I mean, just to point out, that was my second go at it, though.
Yeah, of course.
I did have it, but yeah, it's a massive game, and I don't think they could bring out Breath of the Wild 2 and give us less than the first one. So I think it's got to be another huge game. But yeah, as well as that, I would love it if they announced a bit more about Metroid Prime 4, which is another game I'm really looking forward to. I think it has been sort of unveiled only in that they maybe showed literally like a title plate sort of thing, But yeah, I think I don't know. There's got to be one or two surprises in there as well. If it's true and the Nintendo Direct does happen,
Hmm.
I think there's got to be like some new games we will be hearing for the first time as well.
Yeah, I'm extremely looking forward to what Sports Story has, because by the trailer, it looks like not only are we going to see some golf action, but we're going to see a lot more, a variety of sports like ice hockey, football, as in football, not soccer. Sorry, football, not American football.
Soccer, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. I got there eventually. Basketball, baseball, all the sports that we're going to be able to see in there. Again, if you haven't played Golf Story, please do feel free to go and pick that one up. It's about £12. You will not regret it. Axiom Verge 2, I've never played that before.
No.
However, we've got Animal Crossing coming out in 7 days' time. Are you going to be picking that up, mate?
Not not like instantly. Maybe down the line. It won't be too long now before we get our first Metacritic score on that. It'll be in the next few days,
Yes.
surely.
Yes.
And we'll be able to, see for the first time in our Metacritic game how close people have come to getting it right.
Yeah, I think
But
I had it down as about 73, maybe. I've got no hope.
yeah,
Even though
I
it's a
think
hugely popular game, I've got no hope for it.
I just, it'll be. Everyone will be very disappointed. I think if it was that, it's not impossible. I don't think, but it would be. I think just Nintendo's quality consistently. They get sort of for first party games. They consistently get 80 plus. I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, it's the
but
first one that's going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch.
yeah,
That's why I've not given it as probably good a score
yeah,
as I would expect it to. It's quite a difference coming from something like the 3DS to over to the Nintendo Switch. People expect bigger and better things. Is whether or not
yeah,
they're going
yeah.
to be able to deliver on that.
True, true. And Pokemon had mixed sort of reaction. To be
Hmm.
fair. But yeah, in terms of when I'm going to pick it up, I think unless it gets a crazy good score and I hear good things from friends and stuff like that, I'll probably leave it for now. But if I feel particularly bored and haven't got much else to get, which sounds like a negative towards the game, but I do enjoy Animal Crossings. It's one of those games you can just sink an hour or two in and kind of feel like it's a relaxing time,
Yeah.
but not necessarily. Like you don't feel like you feel as a gamer, you kind of feel like you could have sunk those hours into something a bit more productive somehow,
Yeah.
like a story-based game. But if it's just like a chill sort of thing you want, then it is good for that.
Absolutely. I
If it
mean,
goes the same.
this absolutely stinks of what's the word that we use? That you use? Is it? It's very twee.
Oh, twee, yeah,
This is
yeah.
definitely
It's a pretty twee game, yeah.
yeah,
Animal Crossing.
it absolutely stinks of being a Jess and Bridie game anyway.
Yes, absolutely, it does. We have to see if Jess wants to stream it sometime. She gets it. I think she's got a Nintendo Switch now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
So we're expecting well, apparently we're expecting two Nintendo Directs this month. That's hopefully going to be the case, because them not having a AAA game scheduled for this year, it can't be good for them. People have come to expect something big from Nintendo, and rightly so as well. It's not as if they are an indie company that doesn't have the facilities to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So they've got enough IPs as well to be able to push them out. We
Yeah.
obviously the most recent one being Pokemon, and the latest one that's going to be Animal Crossing. They've still got 1,000,001 IPs. Like you said, they've something from Metro would be great. Something from Super Mario potentially this year could also be great. Are we going to see a new Mario Kart being announced for release next year? I don't know. I don't think
Maybe.
a Super Smash Brothers will be on the cards anytime soon
No.
either.
No, but there might be some announcement on the new Fighter Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
The next set of DLC characters.
Well, it absolutely nailed on to be more Fire Emblem characters then.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And it'd be interesting actually to hear. I don't know if there's any Super Smash Brothers fans in the chat or listening back to this afterwards. But I don't think you kind of need to be too much to answer the question of who would you like to actually see in the game, because I think people are asking for like really big sort of characters like Crash Bandicoot and
Someone said the
Master
Master
Chief and
Chief,
stuff
yeah,
like that. And I think
yeah.
it'd be cool to see some, like popular characters from non-Nintendo platforms. I'd love to see Crash Bandicoot on it.
Yeah, well, it's just about the golden handshake, really, isn't it? How we're going to license our product over to you to be able to use in your game. That's what it always comes down to.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. It's just. It seems like a win-win. It's a bit like even obviously Snake being in and stuff like that, and it's just like a nice bit of publicity for
Absolutely.
anyone, really. It's just everyone gets hyped about any character that lands, so I can only see that increasing the sales of those respective games. It certainly worked for Nintendo, and in fact, there was a game. Can't remember what it's called now, actually. But there's like a character in Super Smash Bros. Like an angel. It's like a sort of like a Greek angel sort of thing, called Pit. Kid Icarus is the name of the game,
Yeah.
actually. And the Kid Icarus was like a 1980s sort of NES game. And so it was a really obscure addition to Super Smash. But since they added him in Super Smash, they decided to make a new 3D game on the Wii or Wii U or
Yeah.
whatever it was. So it actually sort of revitalizes the brands. So it's good for stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm. I've seen more people join the chat. Thank you very much, Pirate, for your host. Hello, he says as he wants to announce himself as he kicks open the door to the scoop here on Friday. Alan Zvatler says, "Is it true Bibby's self-isolated?" No, I have a mortgage appointment. You bastard. I have a mortgage appointment later on this afternoon, hopefully to buy my house. So I am in Manchester rather than being in Blackpool. Fatman Dave says, "No, it's because people don't like him." That is also true. That could also be a reason. And Arms thinks that it could be a new Pokemon expansion, which also, again, could be a shout. We've obviously just seen Pokemon Home come to the forefront of the game. Are we going to see an expansion on the top of that with a bit of DLC? Who knows? It's a good shout.
I mean, they did announce that, didn't they? They announced sort of DLC for it.
I don't think it got a date on it, though.
No, so yeah, maybe like more information on it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a good shout for sure.
Shaking hands also isn't advised right now. I know I really should have used my terminology a little bit better. I do apologise if I offended anyone with my handshaking gestures or any kind of advice onto any golden handshakes or exchange of any money. But yeah, it looks like we're going to get Nintendo. Well, rumour has it we're going to get 2 Nintendo Directs later on this month, but we'll wait to see if that actually comes to fruition. I can't see 2. I can potentially see 1, and it'll be the one at the back end of the month. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Luke.
Yeah, is it my turn?
Yes, and I'm going to ask you whichever one you want to go for is the one that I'll bring up on the stream.
Oh, exciting! I think I will go with the CD Projekt Red one.
Good stuff. This is one that we had in the dock for yesterday. However, we was running real short on time, so this got pushed through to today.
Sweet. Right. Okay. This is on PC Gamer, and it is written by Shaun Prescott. So CD Projekt Red already has plans for its next big game after Cyberpunk 2077. According to a new interview, it sounds like a small team will start the next Witcher game when Cyborg 2077 ships. So, CD Projekt Red has said, it's probably going to repeat itself now, it will focus its efforts entirely on the Cyberpunk 27 and Witcher series, while also reaffirming that it wants to develop more games in the Witcher universe. In a discussion with journalists recorded by Polish business site Stuk, if that's how it's pronounced, and translated with Google Translate, CD Projekt Red president Adam Kaczynski said the studio was already working on another single-player game and it had a relatively clear concept. That said, it will be a while before the bulk of the studio's resources will be moved to it. After the release of Cyberpunk 2077 in September, Stuk reports that the largest team will move to Cyberpunk 2077's multiplayer component, while the second largest will work on the game's single-player expansion. A third, smaller team will work on another large single-player game. In quotes. Based on Kaczynski's statement that CD Projekt plans to continue working in the Witcher and Cyberpunk universes, a new Witcher RPG seems likely. From what CD Projekt has said in the past, though, it probably won't be called The Witcher 4. During the same interview, Kaczynski also discussed the potential for COVID-19 to impact Cyberpunk. The situation regarding coronavirus is so dynamic that it is hard to think about it. We will take part in trade fairs if they take place. If they do not take place, we will show the same things in a different way. The internet works normally. We have a way to reach players. I've reached, and then the journalist says, I've reached out to the spokespeople for CD Projekt Red for clarification and will update the story if I hear back.
Perfect. Thoughts?
Okay. Exciting. I mean, it always feels very premature at the moment. Like
Hmm.
obviously, Cyberpunk hasn't even come out yet, but yeah, exciting. I mean, I love The Witcher. Well, I love The Witcher 3. I can say I've never actually played 1 and 2. And Cyberpunk's looking good. They have a good amount of quality behind them. So I can only see another game by them being good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll go down a storm.
Yeah, I mean, at this moment in time with CD Projekt Red and their PR team doing all the good with the marketing messages for the game, for the company, and what they're doing as a company moving forward with the likes of Crunch and hoping, giving the ability for the people who buy this game on current gen platforms to be able to go and move this into the next gen by putting the disc in basically and giving you the game, a PS5 game for free because you bought the PS4 one. It's all phenomenal stuff. So the conveyor belt and the vicious circle of a video game developer is just going to keep on turning. We're going to see how this goes, but I agree, it does seem quite premature at the moment to be able to be talking about what the future holds after Cyberpunk. But you'd think that if Cyberpunk wasn't a thing, that a new Witcher game would be already well into development now, considering how good and how popular The Witcher has become since the Netflix tie-in.
Yeah,
I say,
I was just thinking, like, I suppose it's definitely a statement that you would only make if you were doing well, isn't it?
hmm
Like, if you were pretty well off as a company. Otherwise they'll be like, well, let's see how this game does, see how much money it makes us. The
yeah.
fact that they're saying already, right, we're already thinking about the next project means that obviously with the Witch TV series thing and all that side of it as well, they must be raking it in at the moment and ready to invest all of that as soon as they can.
Absolutely. So just capitalising and just trying to keep. I mean, they shouldn't. CD Projekt Red this year should never be out of a conversation as a video game publisher. So we'll see where this goes after Cyberpunk comes out, because it could be that, and I don't mean this as in it's going to be a shit game, but if it does come out not to critical acclaim and there is massive amounts of bugs and patches need to be done within the game, I'm assuming they will be firefighting for a couple of months after release. Not that I think
Yeah.
that's going to be happening, but to say that they're already going to start moving the conveyor belt. One team's going to move on to multiplayer as soon as the game's launched, and then the other's going to start working on a new Witcher game.
Mm.
It's an expected comment. It seems like it's a lot of words to state what you assume to be the norm.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's many video game companies that literally just churn out a game and then sit down and not do anything for the next year or so while basking in all the glory.
Yeah, exactly. Especially nowadays. Maybe in
Yeah,
olden days, but not now. And the even the best sort of most bugless games that
yeah.
come out, they'll still need a patch for something,
Cause
or it'll just be gameplay improvements or updates or whatever. I don't think there's any big game now that comes out that doesn't get some sort of update or patch.
yeah.
So, yeah,
A little bit of TLC after the fact, because no matter how many bug test and patches that you end up putting into the game before it gets released, someone will find a way, either by accident or on purpose. They'll find a way to try and break the game, or
yeah,
something will happen where it'll cause the game to just be disrupt their gameplay experience. So they'll always, at least for around 6 months after the fact, will be fighting fires. Not that the game's going down, but just
yeah.
to try and give a bit of TLC, a bit of what's the phrase I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's completely gone.
Maintenance. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, it's like something of life.
Let's listen to Bibby think.
No, because
Ladies and
it's just a
gentlemen.
load of cogs and WD-40 going off.
Something of life, quality of life.
Quality of life
Yeah.
improvements.
There
That's
we
the
go.
phrase
Yeah.
I'm looking for. Quality of life improvements to try and bring the game. Just to try and stabilize the game. It's if you are a video game publisher, developer, or whatever part of a video game company, it should always be a quality of life improvement. If you see something that seems to be slightly glitched or broken, then you want to get in there and fix it as soon as possible. And that is
Yeah.
exactly what you expect from someone like CD Projekt Red, who looks after their games.
Yeah, exactly. Cyberpunk is just a single player game, isn't it? Or is there a multiplayer element? Do you know?
When it launches, it's single player, and there will be a multiplayer coming after the fact. I don't remember. I mean, if anyone's in the chat that can jog my memory, I don't remember them ever giving a
Oh yeah.
date or a month of when it's likely to drop.
No.
I'm sure it's going to be April or May the year after. So yeah,
Cool.
we should be expecting it, but not anytime soon. Which is
Yeah.
good, really,
Yeah.
because you expect it to be a single player game. That's what was given to us. You want to live in this world. It would be great if it was multiplayer from the start, but this absolutely stinks of being a single player game, and you want to
Yeah,
enjoy that as a
definitely.
single player game.
Yeah, I think so as well. Looking forward to it actually.
Yeah. Right, so we are flying through these today, even though we haven't got anything to jump off for. We're just getting through it quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes it happens.
It does. So we've got two more stories left for you today. I'm going to pick this one up because it's about my boy. So I don't know if you've already gathered which one that's going to be.
I need to get the list back up, so I actually don't know. But I'll let you go ahead with it.
Well, I'll tease it for everybody else. It's kind of something that we've already covered, but this is on a much bigger scale. This has been
Oh
written
yeah.
on the gamesindustry.biz by
Oh yeah.
Rebekah Valentine, and it states that Pokimane and DrDisrespect sign multi-year Twitch exclusivity deals. Two top streamers opt to remain, while other popular names move to YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook. Now, before I start this, we did cover last week that Pokimane has elected to stay on Twitch. This new news covers the DrDisrespect side of it, but it'll also indicate in there people like Courage and Nadeshot that have stayed on their relative platforms. Anyway, two top Twitch streamers, Jesus Christ, Pokimane and DrDisrespect have signed multi-year exclusivity deals to remain on the Twitch platform. Ennis announced her deal last week. I'm just going to say Pokimane because Ennis, it does, unless you actually know a real name, it's going to sound really weird because
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that was a real name. So
No.
Pokimane announced her deal last week, stating that a YouTube video explaining her choice that she had been offered life-changing money for any of us streamers from multiple platforms. However, Pokimane opted to stay on a lesser amount of money from Twitch, remaining on the platform due to her preference for its tech, infrastructure, and its larger, more established community. DrDisrespect announced a deal today with The Verge, referring to it as a 2-year contract for large but an undisclosed sum. Now, anybody who knows the swagger of what DrDisrespect brings to the table will know that even if it was only £50 that he was getting paid, he would 100% state that it was a multi-million-dollar deal. So we'll take that little segment with a pinch of salt because I mean, I imagine it's a lot of money to try and keep in there
Yeah.
considering what's been thrown about. But from a statement coming from him, we'll just keep it relative.
Exactly.
On Twitter, esports journalist Rod, I can never pronounce his name, Breslow, yeah, suggested
Yeah.
the deal was worth millions of dollars per year. DrDisrespect was banned from Twitch last June after his live stream from a public bathroom at that year's E3 event. He was reinstated on the platform 2 weeks later. So it's not a massively chunky article. However, if you have seen the video of DrDisrespect announcing that he's staying on Twitch, one, it's fucking hilarious because that's what he does. There is nobody on Twitch, even us as Twitch partners, will never be able to compete with 1/8 of what he will ever be able to achieve. The guy is a genius when it comes to be able to up in the levels of what is capable on a Twitch stream, whether that be his
Definitely.
green screen activity, his persona, or the way that he delivers his content either on Twitch or on a YouTube video later. I mean, it just sounds like I'm giving a bit of advertisement to him, but literally, when he says nobody does it better, he genuinely means it because there's
Yeah.
nobody does.
That trailer that went up yesterday is just crazy in terms of the production values.
Mm.
It's like a film, you know.
Well, there is
This is
talks of him getting into his own TV series or film later on this year or next year.
oh
He was
wow.
bringing out a book, all of which I'm super excited for.
I wonder how that will. I wonder how the TV series will work.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, will it be him? Do you know anything about it at all? Will it be
No.
like him being in like environments like games, like actually shooting stuff, or is he just going to be like him playing games? but like his life beyond it, or I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
However, his persona and the way that he carries himself, not. I mean, I've watched a few interviews of him as Guy Beam and not as DrDisrespect, and it's super, super weird to see him out of character because he's so cool and calm. Like he doesn't do, he hasn't got the gravelly voice that he puts on when he's behind the camera, without even seeing who's posted that, that's 100% Craig.
That's
But
so cool.
yeah, but when he brings out his, I mean, the acting that he puts on when he's in the stream, like it's weird because even though when you go to his stream, again, it just sounds like a massive advertisement. We haven't been paid to say this. It's just when I say that we're your favorite streamer's favorite streamer, he genuinely is. Like,
Yeah.
I'd probably say 60% of Twitch's audience go and watch him. But the way that he structures his streams is like he knows that he's either going to win or lose because he knows where he's going to go to the next scene. Like he is so far ahead of the game he's so far ahead of the game without things even being in his control, and that's the kind of character that translates well across all mediums, regardless of whether or not it's going to be film, TV, or continuing his Twitch broadcasts. Whatever medium he comes out on next with his film, that I'm really not sure the direction it's going to go, but I know that is going to absolutely smash it because of his character's persona. He's already got the cogs turning of what is going to be being performed in front of either an audience or in a cinema. It doesn't matter. But it's going to be interesting how that translates to the big screen.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yeah. I'm just interested to see. It's gonna be a weird one, but yeah, he is on another level. I agree. I don't probably watch him as much as you and Graham do, but I still occasionally tune in, and it's just he takes what Twitch can do or be to another level and has done for years now in terms of like his transitions and stuff like that, like you're saying, his green screen stuff. It's like watching an actual show, and there are a few other sort of streamers that do that still, partially because obviously you do need a budget to do these kind of things. You need the know-how to do it, but yeah, he's got it all really. Obviously the character just works with it and everything. He can be over the top because his character's over the top. I guess not everyone aspires to be over the top, but it works for him.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think like you say, it's just like if you're on Twitch, it's just an automatic follow, isn't it? Just to have him there.
Oh yeah,
he's
definitely.
Always going to be on the side, and you follow his thing, he's just going to be there.
But the difference is between him and I'd say a lot of the other streamers. Using me as an example, this guy does it for 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to entertain 50,000 people for 7 hours a day. In front of a camera, you're not interacting with them. There's no physical contact. They're not stood in front of you. You can't feel their sense of tone. But you're having to perform in front of a camera and a green screen with nobody else in the room and having to come up with your own scripts, your own personality, how you deliver the content, your own... I don't imagine he does all the graphic design himself. I reckon he's got all the ideas and then his graphic design team around him will be able to put the ideas to life. But it's a completely different world than what I will personally ever be able to ever achieve. I haven't got the creativity that he has. I may have the charisma that he may have on a very, very small level, but when it comes to delivering it in front of that kind of an audience, mate, when we get 100 people in this chat, my ass falls out. Like, I haven't got... I can speak in front of a room of big people, with a lot of people, because I've done it before. However, knowing full well that they're watching my every single move and anything that I say will be clipped and used potentially against me anywhere down the line, that is like brown pants material.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You have to be so confident in what you're doing. Like he never really, well, I say he never slips up. I mean, we literally read one instance where he did slip up and got banned by Twitch, but that's a different kind of slip up. But in terms of his confidence in his persona and yeah, it's like he could so easily be a joke. Like I know he is a joke. Like I know that it's not meant to be taken seriously on one level, but like people could just say, like, obviously the way he dresses up and stuff, people could just go, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, who does he think he is?
But I remember seeing him years and years and years ago before I started watching him, dicking about in front of a green screen. I'm just like, not for me. switched it off, and then came back like 2 years later and started watching. And just like, why have I not been watching this entire time? Like, there's levels, and he's way above everything else. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's weird that it's taken so long, but I also understand it from Twitch's standpoint because they have literally banned him twice recently. So to be able to just offer him a multi-million-pound deal to stay on this platform rather than moving, he was never going to go to Mixer, Facebook, or YouTube. He puts his streams out on YouTube later for everybody else in a nice little 10-minute video package. But there was no way he was ever going to go anywhere else. It was literally just give me whatever money you want to give me, and I'll stay here. It's not a problem. Same as Pokimane at this point as well.
Yeah, it's all extra money, isn't it? It's not like it's that's it. You know, they're comfortably living off what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's a bonus thing. So, yeah.
Well, Dave said, I don't know why, but I could see him doing something like the Crystal Maze. Oh my god. Could you imagine him doing the Crystal Maze?
Yeah, actually could.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, definitely. But you can imagine, like, if he failed at something, you'd be like Hulk, who just like destroy the room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next Gen Renegade says we need more DrDisrespects. Far too many samey streamers just sitting in front of the PC and setups. I know, mate. I mean, it's the creativity thing. I mean, it's easy for me to say that now as I sit here, and this is where I stream from when I do night streams. I've got my camera up there. I've got my light. I've got my 2 monitors. I've got my PlayStation. I've got my PC. It's so easy for me to be able to do that. But if I wanted to try and achieve the next level and bring a new audience in, or try to entertain the audience more than just like playing Pro Evo or something like that, scoring goals, I'd need to make more room in my room with a green screen and be a bit more creative and stuff like that. But I know that I haven't got that in my heart. I haven't got that. I don't think I've got that creative mind to be able to put something forward like that. I mean, it could be something that we'll look to in the near future. Where I don't think I don't think I'm a good actor. Do you know what I mean? I'm very much me. Like, whatever I say and think comes out. I don't think I've got another character to be able to wheel out in front of you all and say, this isn't Bibby. This is Dr. Respectful or something like that. I don't think I've got that in me.
That shows the level of Bibby's creativity. He's jumped to somebody's another character, completely new character, Dr. Disrespectful.
But yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think I've got that. I don't think I've got that actor in me to be able to wheel someone out and be somebody else. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. Like, I'm very comfortable being me, and I assume that's why people, when they come to watch these streams, they want to see me be me rather than me be somebody else.
Well, exactly, and that's what the majority of people do, obviously, and that's why it's so difficult to do something like Dr. Disrespect does, because people are happy to stream, see that people are hopefully responding to them as a person, you know, and their personality, and think, oh, that's enough. I'm doing fine. I don't need to put the extra effort in to pretend to be someone I'm not or anything like that. But it's working. So,
unless you know it's going to be gold and that nobody else is doing it or done it to an extent where people want to go there and see something different, then it's a massive risk. I'd love to have been able to see him from when he first started out, to see how his character's progressed from. I mean, there's videos of showing his progress over the time, but I mean, just as like sitting in a chat with like 5 other people and just laughing, and then it goes to 100 people and then 1,000 people, and just seeing the progression as it goes along, because I imagine that he's been finessing and tweaking this character for so long now that he's got it to a point where people actually want to make external content of his character. Like, would they have done that 4 years ago, or is it just because he's more well known now? I don't know.
Yeah, he must genuinely like sort of fall into his character when he doesn't mean to sometimes in real life, like, because if he's streaming like 7 hours a day, is this guy like he must forget who he is. It's like other actors, like say you've got like Steve Coogan doing Alan Partridge or something like that, like obviously they're only doing it when the cameras are rolling, and then that's fine, but him just be that character for so long, Christ, it's like you forget who he is.
I've just got a small vision of Steve Coogan going home to his wife, and she's saying, "Oh, we're having shepherd's pie tonight," and he just stands there going, "Back of the net," or something like that in the kitchen, like. But it's just one of them things. Like, I'm glad that he's staying on Twitch because we're Twitch partners, he's Twitch partners, we're all in the same
Yeah.
boat at this point, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice that people are picking Twitch now and not like all going to mix up.
Yeah.
It's still a viable option, obviously it is. Yeah.
Next Gen Renegade said, I've just seen the Doc's first video and it's bad. If I play this, will we get a copyright strike?
Don't know.
I definitely think we will when it goes onto YouTube later on. I don't think Twitch will, but
No,
I reckon
I think it's fine live, just like music, yeah. But
yeah, I probably shouldn't. I'm going to keep this to one side because once this goes onto YouTube, it definitely will get flagged up. And we've already had a video. We had the Ice Cream Uploads Invitational flagged up recently, so I don't want to test it again.
well, let's tweet it or something,
Yeah.
because it'd be news anyway. Just discussing content here now, but obviously with DrDisrespect being in the news now, it's like let's look back to his first ever video.
See what?
Tweet.
This is why, mate. You're in social media. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So yeah, it'd be good.
So we've got one more news story for you today, and obviously Luke will be able to take this one up for you. It's kind of a story that we've been going over. I don't think there's been a story. I don't think there's been a day where a story hasn't been covered by this thing. But we're going to continue the trend with this one because this one's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. So it's a GameIndustry.biz article by Rebekah Valentine. Call of Duty League cancels all scheduled live events due to COVID-19. So all planned matches will go forward online only with live broadcasts. The Call of Duty League has cancelled all its scheduled live events as a measure to help prevent further spread of COVID-19, known as the novel coronavirus. Instead, the same events will be played online only and will be broadcast live with dates to be announced. Call of Duty League has seen firsthand the power of our live events in our inaugural season and will return to city-based competition in front of live audiences as soon as it is safe and logistically possible, reads the league statement. Numerous other conferences and events have been cancelled, postponed, or converted to digital-only events in the recent weeks due to the spread of the coronavirus, including the Overwatch League's planned live matches for all of March and April. And that's all there is to it, really.
Yeah, as I said, it's not a massive article. We featured yesterday that the Overwatch League had been is going to be played online only, and now it looks like the Call of Duty side of things is also going to be played online only. It's just the way of the world at the moment. I think the government's advice was any events over 100 people needs to be either cancelled or find alternative ways to be able to do it. That includes gigs. I don't know if cinemas come under that category. Do you know what I mean?
Good point. Yeah, good point, actually. How many people does like an average cinema screen hold? I mean, some of them will definitely hold more than that.
Yeah, like IMAX, that definitely holds more than over 100. So
yeah, I imagine even a normal one would probably. Yeah.
Hey, they don't even clean the cinemas after you've been in, and they just popcorn all over the floor. They ain't going to be going round like rubbing all the seats down and shit like that after you finished.
Yeah, it's probably a particularly like dodgy place to go, really. But
yeah, it's like a hotbed.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, good point. But it's just another one. Obviously, we're aware in the sort of circles that we work in of things like Pez. But it's happening all over the place. Call of Duty, and I don't. Will any of them go ahead? I mean, there's no sort of esports events really worth talking about that are going to have less than 100 people in there. So
no, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Ice Cream Uploads Invitational had more than 100 people. Do you know what I mean, mate? We had 2,500 people.
Exactly.
I mean, you're taking part and watching from home, but it doesn't matter, mate. You have 2,500 people watching your esports content. You are in the big time, buddy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't really know how to elaborate on it.
No, I mean it's kind of just like an update at this point. If you are into the Call of Duty League and this is the first news that you're waking up to this morning, then it's unfortunate. But there's been football stadiums, especially during the week during Europa League and Champions League, that stadiums have been closed and the football has been taking place behind closed doors. A sporting event without the fans isn't a sporting event. It's it shouldn't work. Sporting events should never work without the fans. And the fact that Mikel Arteta yesterday got diagnosed with the coronavirus, as well as Hudson-Odoi, it kind of shows that it's not just Tom Hanks as well. It's not just normal people.
No.
It's not just your regular civilians that are catching this. It's A-list celebrities and sporting heroes as well that have managed to. I say sporting heroes. I don't know why that came out of my mouth. Professional athletes is the word I was looking for. Are also catching this, who are probably going to be as fit as we will ever be, Luke. So it affects absolutely everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of worrying, really, isn't it? If the most healthy people in the world can get it, then we're all wrecked.
Pretty
but
much.
anyway, talking of Call of Duty as well, have you played Warzone yet?
I downloaded it last night. I was playing Pro Evo last night, and yeah,
What a nerd.
2 days ago, what a nerd! I set it off on my phone 2 days ago, but it didn't download. I don't know why. It had like half downloads when I turned it on last night to play a bit of Pro Evo. The download ended up finishing, so I have got it ready and waiting for whenever anyone else wants to jump on. It is there.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Have
had
you played it yet?
I think Jack was saying he had a go. He's got his first victory already after
Has
his
he?
third game or something with his team. I'd imagine it's like his mates carrying him, obviously, but
Oh yeah, big dub.
yeah, 100%. I've done like the practice things. Bear in mind, I've not played like the actual game, so I came in completely blind. So I did the practice sort of things that it gives you to get
Mhm.
to grips with the controls. And then I just did one game. Um, I got 3 kills, which is good for me. Like in terms of like Fortnite or whatever,
Yeah,
using that as a bench point is good for me. But I could have lasted longer, but
that's
I
what she
just
said.
did a stupid mistake of going into like the gas cloud, and it's not like Fortnite or PUBG or anything where you can be in there for like a long time. Apparently, you like start coughing straight away, and then you're dead within seconds, sort of thing. So it was like there's a guy there, who was just on the edge of the cloud, the gas cloud sort of thing, and I shot him, and obviously wanted to get his loot. Went up there. It was a dual sort of thing actually, in terms of how I died, because I went into the gas cloud. He started coughing instantly, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is taking my health down quickly, obviously." And then the guy got back up. He just sat back up and just shot me. So what the fuck? But apparently that's a thing that you can do in this game. You can self-revive. So I feel like I've been cheated a bit there.
Yeah,
To
you
be
didn't know
honest.
all the mechanics, and you've been done for.
No, exactly. I went in ignorant and suffered the consequences. But he
Well,
was
I
alright.
have been watching quite a few streams. This morning, while I was pulling the news together, I was watching Phantom stream it, and it does look like it looks very athletic. It looks very fast paced.
Yeah,
So unless
yeah.
you start to know the mechanics inside out, you're probably going to have a hard time. But yeah, it looks like a game that I'll definitely be interested in picking. Well, I've got it, just a case of turning it on now and playing it.
You see, just to give Graham a bit of aggro, he probably won't hear this anyway, but I prefer it to PUBG. Just going to put it out there.
Oh my god, mate!
Yeah,
Pack
just
your desk.
because I know, just because I never really got into PUBG, and I just feel like this one. Obviously, it looks nicer, which I'm sure Graham won't contest because PUBG is never the
Yeah.
nicest looking game. But
I mean, I'm just clipping
I
this as
just
we're going along, if I'm being
I
honest.
know, yeah, there we go. But I just it instantly feels more fun to me somehow. It still feels a bit stressful in the way that PUBG does. And like
Yeah.
one of the reasons I don't like PUBG is actually just it just stresses me out. Um, and I agree with all the reasons that he likes it. It's like this narrative build up and stuff, but
Hmm.
it's also the reason why I don't, because it's the tenseness of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like it's like a nice medium point, this one. You can sort of run out and be a bit more like gung-ho if you want to, I think. But you still got that stealth element as well. But that being said, I still don't think I'll be like, I don't think I'll play it loads. I don't think I'll
Yeah.
really get into it, but it's a nice side thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm on dinners when I've been watching you lot play Pro Evo or Battlefront. I've just been kind of going through my battle pass on Fortnite a little bit, just trying to tick more things off. I do play it on my Switch when I'm in the front room if she's watching some shit on TV, but it does look like I do like a Call of Duty game. Now that I haven't played them that often in recent years because I've kind of fallen out of love with the first person genre itself.
Mm.
I'm massively. Well, like I say, I'm banging into my MMOs at the moment, so that kind of takes the swaz away from it. But it's definitely a game that I want to pick up. And I just seen Fat Man Dave there says, I was wondering why there was no stream last night. I wanted to see Graham rage for a change. So we was intending on streaming last night. I didn't get in till a little bit later than I should have done. Purely because of traffic on the way back from Manchester. But Graham hasn't been feeling that well for the last couple of days anyway. He's not got coronavirus. And I ended up watching the Tyson Fury documentary that was on ITV, the three-parter, which was phenomenal, by the way. If you are a boxing fan or interested in how Tyson Fury come back from the depths of hell, shall we say, it's a fantastic watch if you haven't watched it already. But yeah.
Interesting. Sounds good.
I think that is it for today, Luke. What do you say?
Yeah, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, let's not forget that we try and make the scoop about an hour, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that we often go over an hour doesn't mean that that's now the new objective. We've achieved an hour.
Absolutely.
And an hour show is what we've got, and actually we've been very efficient today, so I think we've done well.
You know what, mate? I couldn't agree more with you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a full week of scoops. If you have missed any of the shows, then do feel free to go back onto any of our podcast services, including our on-demand services like YouTube and Twitch. You'll be able to find all 5 shows in their entirety, barring the beginning, the intro, and obviously the game over screen at the end. Blah, 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 blah. But we will be back live on Monday with the scoop at 10 a.m. There may be some streams over the weekend that we have not scheduled in because timings and life gets in the way. But there's only one way that you can find out when we're going live. It's either by following. We've got Babinho on Twitch, Jeroen on Twitter. We've got Babinho on Twitter. It's Jeroen on Twitter, Graham_Day on Twitter, and also the channel itself, which is Ice Cream Uploads. We'll be tweeting out when we are due to go live. Luke, is there anything else that you want to say before we finish the show today?
Everyone make sure that you wash your hands a lot and use soap a lot. And remember, you can't catch the coronavirus by listening to the scoop on demand. So I advise you do so, which you can on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Play.
Do you know what, mate? I wasn't even baiting you for that, but that is absolutely perfect. That is fantastic stuff. But he's right. He is right. Like, you can't catch it by listening to something on demand, so do feel free to binge all 5 episodes this week or any of the other 103 episodes that we have put out over the course of 4 months. But until next time, guys, there is only one thing that I need you to do, and that is what, Luke?
It is to stay frosty.
Bye!